Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be talking about the greatest of all time, the goat of all goats, Drake. So in case some of you guys have been living under a rock, he has been teasing for like almost a year now his upcoming album titled Iceman, which I know everyone is excited for. Everyone and their mama has been waiting and asking the question, where is Iceman? When is it dropping? When is it coming out? And the answer to that question is I have no fucking clue. I don't know. He keeps teasing it. He's like, Iceman soon. Go on a live stream and say, oh, Iceman coming soon. He'll post something on his Instagram. Iceman this, Iceman that, whatever. And no one really knows when it's coming out. I mean, the name implies that it should come out during the winter. It literally says Iceman. But the winter only is going to last for like a couple more months. And then that's it. So I better be dropping it sooner rather than later. But let's talk about Iceman because in my opinion, it seems like this rollout has quietly just failed. Drake quietly gave up on Iceman, like the rollout and whatever like that, because I just think the whole live stream stuff that he was doing was just a failure. I thought it was lazy and I just thought it was uninspiring and boring. And I just was like, how is this so unique from other artists? Look, I'll give him this. It's at least different. It's different. At least he's doing a rollout. A lot of these rappers just simply just want to say, hey, my name sells, just because I'm Drake, people are going to tune in, which is true. Like, he's got the name for it already, so he doesn't really need to do a rollout. However, this rollout that he's doing is pretty mediocre. But at least it is a rollout. A lot of rappers are not even doing a rollout, so I mean, I give him credit for that. But he was doing these live streams for this Iceman rollout and everything like that. And in my opinion, they were just boring. They were really boring. As a huge Drake fan, the guy has been on my number one Unwrapped on Spotify for like the past 3 years now. And in my opinion, these live streams were just really boring, uninspiring, and not even that creative. They're supposed to be like very cinematic, very thought provoking, and all that stuff. Have some symbolism here and then, some Easter eggs, but it just, in my opinion, it fell flat. The problem it was so bad was that it felt like a lot of these live streams were drawn out. You got a bunch of scenes just getting repeated over and over and over again, and it just was like it just come off as very lazy and just not that very creative in my opinion. These live streams just only consisted of just Drake moving around from scene to scene during these live streams, trying to seem like it's very cinematic and a deep cut. And it just didn't really land that well for me. And I think it didn't land that well with a lot of other fans. And he got criticized for it. And I just think he just gave up on the rollout. I think he just done with these live streams because they just ended up being a failure in my opinion. Like, sure, people tuned in. I didn't tune in for all of it. I just saw clips on Twitter. And then I'd skim it on YouTube and I'm like, bro, there's no way people watch this whole thing live. Like, I'm not doing all that. But some people did. And in my opinion, that's fucking crazy because I genuinely thought it was very boring. All it consisted of was a bunch of snippets that I thought were very mediocre from all the ones I've heard. Some were good, but for the most part, most of them were mid or just trash, and I just didn't care to listen to it. So, in my opinion, this rollout has been rather weak, but at least the rollout actually exists because I've seen worse rollouts, like even ASAP Rocky's rollout. Well, for the most part, has been trash because it was non-existent, but at least he's doing a rollout now. But I mean, I would hope so. The album's gonna drop within like a couple days from now while I'm recording this. But another criticism I have to say is the singles he's dropped. What did I miss? A good song. That's about it. Let's talk about the other songs, because he dropped a song with Central C that I genuinely thought was terrible. Get that garbage out of here. I love Drake, but that song was just not it. I don't know what he was doing with his accent on there, his fake ass accent on that track with Central C. I didn't like it. Listened to it one time and I knew I didn't like the song and I just got the fuck out of there. And then he had a single with Yeet, Doghouse, featuring Julia Wolf. The funny part is Julia Wolf had the best part on the song. She was only on there for like the first 20 seconds, and everything else was just felt diluted, watered down from their first collab. I don't think it was that great. I thought it was pretty mid. So far the singles for, I'm assuming these are the singles for Iceman, have been very subpar. I haven't really liked any of them besides What Did I Miss, which debuted at number 2 in the Hot 100. But for the most part, this Iceman rollout has been pretty weak, and it making me not as excited as I should be for the album. Regardless, this is Drake that we're talking about, so no matter what he drops, I'm still gonna tune in. Drake has got that status where no matter what he drops, I will always tune in. Doesn't matter how garbage it is, doesn't matter how bad his last single was, it doesn't matter how bad his last album was, I will always tune in because it is Drake. He has classics, so I will tune in. Not many artists have that title for me, but Drake is one of those where I will always tune in regardless of how the quality of his music has been recently. Does that mean I'm going to force myself to like the trash music? No, but I'll always give him a chance because it's Drake. So Iceman, I'm going to assume it's going to drop within the winter, right? So that gives us like a year from his previous album, Some Sexy Songs for You, or whatever that song, that collab tape was with Party Next Door. It gives us within a year span of when that album came out, because if it comes out during that year, it should be still in the winter. It wouldn't make sense to drop Iceman in the middle of the fucking summer. Like, that'd be pretty fucking stupid. Like, imagine listening to Iceman in the middle of July and it's blazing hot outside. Like, the fuck? It just sounds stupid. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. He can drop it whenever he wants. But if you're gonna title something with ice in it, just drop it in the winter. So yeah, and I my favorite live stream though was when he had the symbolism with Pinocchio, and people were saying this is in reference with Kendrick Lamar, that he was beefing with, that Kendrick Lamar represented Pinocchio for lying and everything like that. And it just seemed like it was so deep and dark, and it was like, guys, you don't understand how deep this is and everything like that. You saw people just straight up glazing on Twitter. Look, I found it humorous. It was funny, whatever. I didn't really care about it. Some people took it to a whole nother level. They're like, this is so deep. Like, Kendrick could never do this. And it's like, guys, like, someone probably wrote it. Like, someone was probably directing it, was probably like, ooh, we should do this. And he was probably like, yeah, we should do that. And it's just like, who the fuck cares? Like, he was running from Pinocchio and everything like that. And it's just, it was so corny. But, I mean, it was funny. But that was probably that was the highlight of all the stream clips I saw from his 3 episodes. Other than that, pretty forgettable stuff. None of the tracks stuck out to me. I remember him driving around and stuff, but that, again, not memorable stuff besides the Pinocchio stuff. The Pinocchio stuff was funny. I like that. Other than that, everything was garbage. Drake hasn't been as great the past 2 years. Like, I will recognize that. As a guy that I love him, I'll always tune in for him. The last 2 years haven't been so great for him. Hopefully he can make a comeback. Hopefully Iceman is great. I always will hope that the album that I want to listen to is good. I'm not hoping that it sucks or anything like that. I'm sure it will perform well commercially as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to listening to Iceman whenever that comes out. But I'm having my doubts. I feel like he's gonna bloat the album with 20 plus tracks, maybe drop a deluxe with it as well, have a bunch of features on there, and I just don't care for any of that. Just give me solo tracks, give me 3 features at most on the album, and I'll be happy with that. Other than that, Iceman has been quite the rollout so far. But it doesn't matter what he does, people will always tune in for Drake. Hate him, love him, it doesn't matter. People are always gonna tune in. So hopefully Iceman is good and not just another generic album that Drake has been dropping the past 2 years now. I don't know why he's dropping an album so soon, but that's what he wants to do. And if you think he's ready with a good album, then fuck it, drop it, and we'll listen to it. See you next time.